get started. Whenever bored, you cruise in the latest news. Complex and interesting, take the time out to invest in straight talk wrestling. Get the facts, get the tables, get the
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to Straight Talk Wrestling. And today I got a returning guest. He's been on the show 50,000 times. You know, PD Skills gets upset when he's on the show, yada, yada, yada. But without further ado, help me welcome returning Gabriel Fuerza. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Yay. Is this really the 1000th time?
It's not the 1,000th time, but you've been on the show. This is definitely a record. This is 6 times on the show, but we're not going to carry forward the conversation. We're actually going to talk about something new and exciting. Like we always continue on from where we left off, find out how your career is going. But I want to talk about something really special that you're doing and something that I think is phenomenal. And I want to help in any way I could. And I've said to you, hey, you know, Gabe, anything you need, you know, whatever, all the best friend joking around aside, like whatever you need to help. And you're like, yeah, man, just promotion. I was like, okay, cool. Well, guess what? I got this little thing called a podcast. You've been on the show a couple times. Let's promote some stuff. So here we are, right?
Yep, here we are.
All right, so the thing I want to talk about today is the amazing show you're putting together August 11th at the Don Koloff Arena, the house that Ontario Indie Wrestling built, and it is called Free Palestine, where all proceeds, all ticket sales, everything go towards the people of Palestine and everything that they are going through, which is horrible and devastating across the world. We've seen it, and as people, we try to do so much, and we try to pitch in where we can. Well, some of us do, and you're one of those people that wear your heart on your sleeve. You could beat the shit out of anybody in the ring, but when it comes to causes like this or causes in general, you care a lot about them. So I want to talk about, I guess, how this show came about, how you decided that this was something you were going to do.
Um, Honestly, it was more impulse than anything. I am very impulsive. I don't seem that way, but when I get the idea to do something, typically whether I do it or not, that decision is made within like 5 hours. Like it's very quick. Um, I've been very pro Palestine since about grade 10.
Hmm.
That was the first time that I was educated on the topic. A lot of people like to think that I just kind of learned about it on TikTok and decided to do something about it. Sorry to disappoint you, but I've taken many classes on this, both in high school and in university. Um, I was quote unquote radicalized by my grade 10 sociology teacher who, went above and beyond in his job into teaching everybody in the class about this kind of topic and something that isn't really touched on too much in school, let alone having the amount of time that we had invested into it. Um, from there, university, I have a theater degree, and again, most people like to poo-poo on a theater degree and think that all we did was kind of just play around and act as if that's so easy. But most of my classes were based on history and how the actual theater was formed. Because art isn't just art for the sake of art. Art is always as a result of something. It's a response to something. And there was a couple classes that focused on types of theater that you wouldn't really expect: theater of violence, theater of chaos, theater of power dynamics, and all those sort of stuff. And one of the last classes I took was almost entirely based on the Palestinian-Israel conflict. And so I got to learn a lot about it, not only from a Jewish professor, but Palestinians who had escaped Palestine and written books about it and plays and spoke to us about it. And so I became very passionate about it. Obviously, as life goes on, things kind of get left on the back burner. We all have our own, lives and our own battles that we're trying to survive day to day, whether that's financial, mental, physical, whatever. So it kind of got put on the back burner. And over the last, 10 months, things have once again come to the forefront. And you know how it is. People urge you not to be too vocal about really anything, but specifically things that will ruffle feathers. And I just don't really care too much. I have the benefit of not wanting anything out of wrestling except to just wrestle. I don't care to get a job. If I did, great. If I don't, great. It's fine. So I don't have that sort of pressure to be as like politically correct as possible and as neutral as possible. So I can really speak my mind. And I tried to, and I tried to share everything, and I tried to make people aware of what was happening. Um, and I just kind of realized that it wasn't enough. You can only do so much by sharing. You know, people will look the other way and ignore things and um, pretend that the problems are so far away, and they're really not. They're literally on the other side of the world, which, quite frankly, is very small. Um, so I was driving home back from the actually I was picking up my dog's food, and I have a Palestinian flag on my truck. I've had it there for I don't know, like six months or so now. Um, and every so often, I'll get people that are kind of like, hey, and they'll honk and they'll give me like little fist pump, and that in itself felt good because the people were kind of like, oh shit, like people actually care,
Mm.
like this guy actually cares enough to put a flag on his car, and like at the end of the day, that's not doing much, but just showing people that people who have no idea who they are, that they even exist, like they give a shit about them, it goes a long way into empowering people, because this whole conflict has been about dehumanizing the Palestinian people. Like they're not human, they're below, they're less than, they're not important, they're on the other side of the world. We don't have to worry about them. But we do. We have to worry about everybody, and this isn't like it's not like this is the only cause worth supporting. There's so many causes worth supporting, and I wish I could run a show to benefit every cause in the world, but I can't, right? I can only pick one at a time, and this is the one that resonated with me. But yeah, I was driving home from picking that up, and I was just getting off the highway, and windows are down because my AC is broken. Um, and I hear the cutest little girl, shout "Free Palestine!" And I look over, and the whole family in a little minivan is all looking at me, smiling and just elated that somebody gives a fuck. Well, sorry, shouldn't swear. Um,
Hello, how many times have you been on the show? You absolutely fucking can.
I know, but I try not to.
Yeah, fair enough.
Um,
I'll
so
fucking
yeah,
swear for you. Okay, I got all the F's covered for you, buddy.
thank you. But yeah, I just kind of in that moment I was like, man, like I'm not doing enough. Like, yeah, I have this cute little flag. Yeah, I'm sharing, posts and awareness and all that sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, like I'm not doing much, and I know I can do more with the small platform that I have. Um, so I just kind of decided to run a show. I just messaged the group chat of friends of mine, said, "Hey, I have this idea. Hypothetically, if I were to do this, who would want to do it with me?" And everybody who was available was like, "I could do it. I could do it. I could do it. Whatever." So from there, I just kind of picked a day that worked for everybody's schedule. Well, not everybody's schedule, most people's schedule. Um, and yeah, before you knew it, like the whole thing was booked in like 24 hours. Um, Tons of people offering to help. Like I'm not doing this by myself. That's why it's called Friends of Fuerza. It's not just Fuerza. Fuerza had the idea, Fuerza got the ball rolling, but like I have done very little work. Like I reached out to all my friends, they said yes. I'm not doing the graphic work. Ahmed is doing the graphic work, and he's doing that so well and going so above and beyond, and not asking for a cent in return. Um, Other people have been offering to do production. Tons of people have been helping promote it. I've had people. I call my small council because I'm a Game of Thrones dork. I had a group of guys that basically helped me make pretty much every decision when it came to anything not booking related. So the charity that we went with, the kind of image that we were trying to portray, because it's very important to me that people don't see this as like a anti-Israel show. That's not what it is. It's purely to benefit the people who have been caught in the crossfire, because they don't get to choose whether they go to war, right? Let alone the kids who are, quite frankly, they weren't even born or even like a concept when the so-called Hamas leader was voted into office. That was in 2006. Like half of the people who are stuck in this weren't even alive at the time. And yet people try to say like, oh, well, they elected them. Like, no, they didn't. They were born there. They just happened to be dealt a really shitty hand. Any one of us could have been born there. The fact that we were born where we were is like pure luck and pure happenstance. Um, so yeah, it's not an anti-Israel show. Even if it was, like, a rinky-dink little indie show isn't going to raise enough money to abolish Israel. You know what I mean? Like that's not what it is. We're just trying to help people. I understand that it's a very touchy subject. Quite frankly, I don't really care. I don't really care if people are mad at me. I don't care if they're upset. I don't care if they have a problem with me after this. I've never cared about what people think. I'm not doing it for them. I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it for the children. Like they literally have no choice. And the charity that we went with was specifically for the children. Their number one priority is to get children help and, when possible, get them out temporarily because the war zone is no place for a child. You know,
What is the name of the charity?
it's the Gaza Kinder Relief.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, like it was just kind of an impulse decision. I was raised by a lady who likes to protest, who's always been very, very vocal, very rage against the machine. Um, and so I just thought, what would my mom do? And this is what she would do. So here we are.
I love that. I absolutely love that. And you're right. You can't do it alone. I mean, people. I was left off the group chat, by the way. Just saying. I'm just messing around. But it's exciting to see everyone come together for a cause. And at the end of the day, like you said, it doesn't matter which side you fall on. If you care, if you don't care, the fact is there are children who are in the middle of all of this that didn't have a choice. None of us had a choice when we were born, like you said. It just you roll the dice and you roll the dice, and out of 3 million or so sperm, you win the race, and here you are. So that's long story, very small thing about evolution. Please don't quote me on any of that. Like, there's a lot of people that are going to go, oh, no, that's not all right. Let's not get into that debate. But the fact is that this is a great cause. I think anybody can get behind because that's what wrestling's about. Wrestling's about entertaining the kids, and making kids believe and cheer for their heroes, boo for their villains, and above all else, just entertain in a family, fun, and friendly environment. And nobody does that better than a Don Koloff arena. And this is going to be a great show. Some of the people that you have on the show, a lot of people know. You've got Von Vertigo, of course. Where Fuerza goes, Vertigo goes. Not a surprise. Alexi Nicole, it was ring ready, which I know she's still recovering from that injury. She would probably be part of it, but I'm sure she's doing something else in another way, shape, or form. Sleazia Sparks. You got Junior Benito. You got so many. And I believe I heard whispers of a few. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to announce the names because you haven't announced yet. Am I allowed to or am I not allowed to? Am I supposed to shut the hell up about that?
I mean, this will probably be released by the time we have announced everything. What did you hear?
This is going to be released next Wednesday.
Oh yeah.
Everything be announced by next Wednesday. Okay,
Yeah.
good. So what I heard a little birdie tell me that
Uh,
a former AEW star may be possibly showing up. I'm not 100% on that, but I think
yeah,
I
yeah,
heard whispers of a STU Grayson will be in the
yep,
house.
yeah. He will be in the house.
That's amazing. Kevin Blackwood, I know you announced. Haley, you announced.
Yep.
Kevin's better half in so many ways, shapes, and forms. And you have so many more match announcements to make, so many more probably stars to announce. And the fact is that everybody here is doing this with all the proceeds going to the free to the charity again.
The Gaza Kinder Relief.
Gaza Kinder Relief. Okay, cool. Because I didn't want to say anything to fuck that name up at all. So thank
No
you.
worries.
I got the swear words covered. Fuerza knows how to say everything properly. But it's a cause that I believe everyone can get behind in one way, shape, or form. Now, tickets are $25. The email address will be in the link below of this video, which is friendsoffuerza@gmail.com. I've already got 2 tickets reserved. I'll be sending my money shortly, as I promised Fuerza. Again, doing what I can, my small part. I mean, $50 isn't a whole lot, but I get to go watch some people I know in wrestling. My best friend. He laughed. He laughed. Guys, he laughed. He didn't. He laughed. But seriously, get to watch a lot of great talents, have a great show, put on some great matches, and some people I haven't seen in a ring in a while, which is not to say that they haven't been wrestling. I just haven't been able to see them. Psycho Mike. I am excited the hell that Psycho Mike's in the building. And anytime Psycho Mike's in his building and his subconscious, you know it's going to be a good time. It's always going to be a good time when those two get together. And if you don't know what I mean, check out Psycho Mike. That's all I got to say about that. But is there anybody else that, will be announced by the time this drops? That you
Yeah.
announce? Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this is not breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be breaking news for me, so you'll see my reactions live. But this is breaking news. This won't be breaking news for anybody if they watch this podcast. But go ahead.
Yeah, so the only match that is left to be announced is the main event. It's not like a star-studded main event. It's more of a dream match for the boys.
Okay.
It's a match that I don't think would happen anywhere else. It's a match that I really want to see.
Okay.
Um, and everybody who I've told, like, the workers who I've told, every single one has been like, "Oh shit, like that's gonna be dope." So I'm very confident that it's gonna be dope. It's the main event. It's gonna be for the C4 title. It's a Junior Benito versus Tyler Thomas.
How's that not? I mean, you don't think it's star-studded as a wrestling fan. I absolutely do want to see that.
Well, as a wrestling fan, of course, it's gonna be dope.
No, of course.
But Junior Benito, still on the rise, not quite a household indie name quite yet, though. I'm very confident that he'll get there.
Absolutely.
Tyler Thomas, one of the hidden gems of Ontario. Squared boy, just like me, just like Vaughn, just like Alexia. Um, one of the best dudes I've ever met. Like legitimately, just a good human being in every way possible. Um, Potentially even better as a wrestler. Just so good, so
Wow.
crisp. When I think of Junior and Tyler, I think of two of like the most naturally gifted wrestlers I've ever met. Like just from the get-go, they got it. And they've only gotten better with every year that's passed.
When I think of Junior and Tyler, I think of this is awesome. That's what I think.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
for me, I'm excited to see. I mean, you may not be able to see, but I'm tired. I have kids, bro. Time job. I come when I talk about wrestling, but this is a great cause. I am jacked for that main event. That main event is phenomenal, and some of the individuals that you have on the card, and you're going to see your host, your boy, there in the flesh with either the mini host or Mrs. Host, not little host because she still tends to get a little crabby when 7, 8 o'clock rolls around. But there may be one other member of the Straight Talk family with me for sure. But this is a great cause, and I don't think there's anybody that is going to be mad at you. And like you said, you welcome that because everyone has difference of opinion. Isn't it so funny that it's this day and age when we're so quick to cancel everything, we don't do the research behind it all.
Mhm.
We don't really decide whether this is a cause we want. And you know what? If this cause is not for you, no harm, no foul. But if it is for you, and even if you can't attend and you want to still send something, I'm sure Gabriel Fuerza and everyone there would be ecstatic for anyone to send whatever they can, whatever they can do, any donation, no matter how big or small. It all goes towards the Gaza Kinder Foundation. Relief.
Relief. It's okay.
I was trying, but for me, this is a great cause, a chance to see a great show in a great environment. It's intimate, it's fun. It houses about 450 max, if I'm not mistaken.
Something like that, yeah.
So a lot of good seats, a lot of comfortable seats, and the great thing is no matter where you're sitting in the house, you're going to get to see all the action. It's going to be phenomenal, and this is going to be great. And I offer my services for just something like this, just to help promote as whatever I can. I even said I do commentary pro bono, but I don't know, first is like my commentary. I don't understand. I don't
Well, I don't know if we're even gonna need commentary, but if we
Fair
do,
enough.
who knows? Maybe.
If we do, maybe your boy may be in another group chat that's not the official friends group chat, that's like a subsidiary group chat, right?
Well, you gotta. It's a really high bar to get in the friend chat. Like it's you gotta be like you have to have trained at Squirt Circle most likely.
Okay,
So it's
I didn't train at Squared Circle,
it's just
but I've interviewed literally everybody that's trained there.
I know, but it's just I don't make the rules. But don't worry, if we get to that point, you will be in a different, just a special group chat.
I'm already your best friend in wrestling, right? I mean, this is a staple. This is a stamp. I mean, I know we're not supposed to joke about it everywhere. Only a few promotions get the sprinkle of the friendship, but this is
Mhm.
just you and me right now shooting the shit.
Yes.
Yes, there we go. See? I'm not sure if he's being sincere or sarcastic. I think he's just okay. Fucking, let's go back to Palestine. I don't give a fuck about you, George. All right, sure.
No, I like a good little chill
A good little
conversation.
chill, and that's what this
Yeah.
is. That's what this always has been between you and me. I will say that we've connected, and I think we have a lot of the same things in common in terms of our beliefs and what we stand for. And at the end of the day, what we stand for is kids. I'm a dad, and I can get behind this because this is about children in a war zone caught in the crossfire that didn't have a choice. And that's what we have to remember. This would be no different than trying to get kids off the street in the middle of New York or in the middle of LA and riots and all that kind of stuff. This is just about helping the next generation get to be the next generation without having their
Mhm.
lives cut short. And I can get behind that. $25 a ticket to see all these stars. Sleazy Sparks is going to be in the house. Every time Sleazy comes around, someone's going to get a middle finger in the audience. She usually loves to flash one of those middle fingers. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, who else you got in the card? Is there anybody else that you can announce? I mean, like I said, I think I've named a lot of people, but I'm sure there's a
Uh,
couple more that I might have missed.
Well, I mean, I besides the main event, I think everybody's been announced.
Mhm.
We got a singles match with Rajan Husher and Jax Williams.
Gonna be phenomenal.
We've got the Fatal Four Way Tag, Lethal Gaze, Triple Dragon, KPK, and Steady Ballers. That personally is very exciting for me.
That's
That's
gonna
another
be
match that
fun.
I
That's
don't
gonna be
think
a
would
lot of fun.
happen anywhere else.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, let's see, we
Ryan
got a
Sinclair hopefully getting punched in the face. I mean, I would pay just to see that all by itself. Dude, if you put
maybe.
Ryan Sinclair in the center of the ring and just
Uh,
have people pay $5 to chop, you know how much money you would raise?
Well, I'll think about it. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. Right now, we actually have him doing ring announcing along with Jamie.
Oh,
So we got
nice.
two ring announcers. Why? Because I couldn't decide which one I like better. I like them both. I think they're both really, really good.
And that's fine. And when
Um,
I'm there, I'm gonna heckle one over the other. And you can guess what one
yes,
I'm gonna heckle.
yeah, yes. We got a Three Pistols title match. Myung Jae Lee, Zico, and Van Landen. We got the Smash title match with Psycho Mike, Vertigo, Johnny DeLuca, Stratos. We'll have the C4 title match. Um, what else? What else? What else? Stu and I will likely open the show. Um, what am I forgetting here? Oh, we got a 3-on-3 mixed tag match with the dream team of Kyle, Shiloh, and Cecil, just
Mhm.
the sassiest trio you could possibly imagine, taking on Mark, Carew, and Vanna Black.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
that'll be fun. That'll be fun. Am I missing
Nice how you
anything
put
here?
Kyle and Sassy in the same sentence, and you pulled it off so fluently. I love it. Yes.
He's
Kyle,
sassy. They're
is
all
just
sassy.
sassy. Yeah, he's a and
But
don't you
yeah,
have
it's
so and who's Silesia taking on, if I'm not mistaken?
she's part of Lethal Gaze, so her and Nikita will be
That's
in
right.
the four-way tag.
That's right, her and Nikita. So a lot of
Yeah.
great people that I haven't seen in a while. A lot of people I'm looking forward to seeing for the first time, and just a kick-ass show with a great cause behind it. So again, the email will be in the link below. It's friends of Fuerza at gmail.com. $25 a ticket. E-transfer. They'll be saved for you. You'll have a spot on the list, and it'll be crazy. And I'm sure you'll be selling tickets at the door as well, right? If I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Yeah, of course.
So August 11th, Don Koloff Arena. The address will be in the link below because I'd like to help everybody out with as much information because I don't want somebody coming back and saying, well, George, you didn't throw out where the address was. You could easily Google Don Koloff Arena or Battle Arts Academy and the address would come up, but I'm going to help you. I'm going to put the address there as well. And bell time or doors open at 5:30. Bell time is 6 p.m. And what a stacked card. What a stacked
Mhm.
card for a great cause with an idea started by the one and only El Diablo and piggybacked off by so many other people who are putting all this hard work in. And it's phenomenal. What can I say? I love it. I'm excited about it. And most importantly, I'm not going to lie. I'm excited about seeing STU Grayson in a room full of 500 people whoop your ass. I love you, dude. I love you. I do. I think you are a phenomenal talent. You know that. I am a Fuerza mark. I have every single shirt, even the Takis one that's yellow and doesn't flatter my skin tone. I have it. I do. But I'm sorry. STU Grayson is another level.
Okay, well, I mean, you'll have to see, right? You'll have to wait and see.
And that's fine. And if you walk by me when you win, if you walk
Uh-huh.
by me and you say, see what fucking happens when you talk shit, I'll be okay with it. I will be. But I appreciate STU Grayson's ability as much as yours, and that's a match that I'm looking forward to see. That if that's the opener for the show, and you've already listed the main event with everything in between, Jesus Christ, are we in for something special? And for $25, all proceeds going to the Gaza Kinder Relief Fund. Yes,
There you go.
I get it. All right. Is there anything else you want to drop in the hat before we say our goodbyes?
Um, nope. If people feel so inclined to help, because a lot of people have messaged me asking, how can I help? How can I help? Honestly, just drag your family, drag your friends, drag your coworkers, spread the word, tell everybody. That's all you could do. Like the best thing you could possibly do is just spread the word. The more tickets, the better.
Absolutely. We want to pack the Don Koloff Arena. We want to blow the roof off that place, and it's going to be incredible. And thank you for putting on this show, and thank everybody for donating their time and their building. And anyone that's bought tickets, thank you. Everyone that's thinking about buying tickets, please do. And everyone that is going to buy tickets at the door, thank you as well. Nobody could be more excited than this man here to see all this work come together and everything come to fruition and give that relief fund some very much needed monetary gain, which is huge. So again, friends of Fuerza at gmail.com. Send your tickets, $25 flat. It's easy, and it's first come, first serve for seats. So don't try to save seats. You want a nice seat, you got to get there early. But like I said, the
Yeah.
venue is so intimate, and a lot of us wrestling fans in Ontario have been there already, that you know that there's not a bad seat in that house. So it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
All right. Gabriel Fuerza, thank you so much for joining me yet again for the record 6th time on the show. This is not a continuation of our conversation, so we'll have to get together in another year or two to catch up on what's happened since then. But peace, love, and wrestling, guys. We'll see you next time. Peace. Thank you so much for checking out our channel. If you like what you saw today, please feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss any of our future videos and content. Also, you could follow us on all social media platforms, on X at _Straight Talk, on Facebook and Instagram at Straight Talk Wrestling, on TikTok at Straight_Talk_Wrestling, and of course, you could follow us on Podbean,